car. He's currently in the 7th position. Gobrecht working hard, picked up a World of Outlaws win here just a couple of weeks back in the 1Z. Right now, he's looking at a B-main start. Swindell up on the berm, able to pull it back under control. Your leaders are closing up now as we head off turn number 4. 2 to go this time by. Keep your eye on the channel lock 1 car. Sammy Swindell drives to the inside of turn 1. Sammy down low takes over second from Marlon Jones. Now he'll head down the back straightaway. Here's he comes, taking a shot on Kevin Fry. White flag, 1 to go. Your new leader is Sammy Swindell. Swindell through 3 and 4, coming around to pick up the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Sammy Swindell. Second to Kevin Fry. Third will be Marlon Jones, and qualifying fourth is Calvin Landis. From Asheville, Ohio. Starting off the back of the bus, the 1X of Randy Hannigan and Dale Blaney shares the back row. Ready to rock and roll. Knoxville, green flag from Doug Clark. And into the race lead runs the 88. Mike Frost. Ooh, Tatnall not afforded much real estate in a 3. And here comes your HBO man, Dale Blaney. Out of turn 4, Frost down the bottom. Here comes Jamison. Back in the 3rd spot is the 11 of Darren Pittman. Ooh, way up high above the cushion, the 71 of Randy Anderson, trying for something. Blaney moving forward. Don't leave the fly wide door open for Blaney. Out of 4, he will be straight through. Tatnall runs the high side. Jamison still trying to make the cushion stick as they head down the back straight away. Frost doing a good job at the moment. Down on the bottom side once more, it's the 11 of Pittman. Good racing name, Pittman, but he's got a couple of those arms. Out of turn 4, back onto the main chute. Tatnall works the top. Blaney still 1 off the transfer spot at the moment. Pittman dives down low. Can he make it stick? Jamison way up high. Out of turn 4, keeping the car nice and straight as Pittman. Drag race down the main chute. This is Knoxville Raceway, the home of the Nationals. The most exciting place on earth. Pittman back to the inside. Jamison's got to hold the size 9 to the firewall. Out of 4, it's not going to be enough. Pittman makes the low side stick. Here comes the Hurricane out of San Jose in California. Randy Hannigan. Out of 2, Tatnall tries to go with him. Hannigan now to the transfer spot. Beautiful Terry Hannigan racing, 1X. Down low, Hannigan, the big mover here. Frost has done an absolute pearl of a job out in front. Jamison still trying to hold it to the wood on the outside. Hannigan is coming. Out of turn 4, Tatnall back upstairs. Knows he's got to make it stick for the 4th spot. Jamison, valiant on the bottom. Here comes Blaney in the Amoco, 93. Works his way out of turn number 2. He's got to hurry. 1 more spot remains. Can he make the transfer? Back onto the main chute. No Frost on the lawn this morning. This guy's gone. Mike Frost out in front. Pittman still in second. Hannigan. A lot of the guys going downstairs for this one. Brooke Tatnall back in the 4th. 1 lap remaining from Doug Clark as they stop out of turn 4. And Frost, who probably hasn't taken a breath for the last 9 laps, knows there's only 1 more rotation remaining. Tatnall still upstairs. The rest of the guys down low. Out of turn number 4, here comes Pittman. I think it might be too late. Put your hands together, Knoxville. Good drive, the 88 of Mike Frost will take the win from Darren Pittman. Back then in 3rd spot would be Randy Hannigan. Brooke Tatnall in the 4th spot back to
5th qualifying heat race, and then a big C feature, B feature, and an A feature, opening up the 98 program. Picking the pace up very quickly. Not bad. Ricky Logan around the outside. Logan on a move down the back straightaway, down to the inside very quickly. Dennis Moore Jr. on a move up into the 3rd spot on the inside. Ricky Logan, look at it changing back in the back. The Texan Gary Wright has moved up to the inside and challenged for fourth. He's now the top four. Gary Wright coming off the back of the field. Lasaski's on the move, running sixth. Now he's fifth. Gary Wright still on the move, going to the front, now running third. Lasaski moves up into fourth. Gary Wright closing on second place. Dennis Moore Jr. the 11E. Well, 2 weeks in a row, Gary Wright, the feature winner right here at Knoxville Raceway. The 360 National Championship, it came back in a 410. The following weekend won that feature. Wright's on the move. Dennis Moore Jr. goes down the inside and takes the lead. Ricky Logan now back in second. Here's Gary Wright, and here comes Lasaski. Now we got a four-car race for lead. Dennis Moore Jr. Logan's getting crowded. Here comes Gary Wright. Lasaski down to the inside. Logan trying to hang on to that fourth spot to make that transfer. The 461 of Lance DeWeese now up into fifth, but a long way behind the front four running cars. Here comes Lasaski. Lasaski cut the front off, and Gary Wright takes over second. Dennis Moore Jr., Lasaski, and Gary Wright. Ricky Logan still running fourth. Lance DeWeese back in the fifth spot. Lasaski takes the lead. Danny Lasaski has the lead. Dennis Moore running second. Gary Wright is now third. Ricky Logan hanging on. Lance DeWeese is back in that fifth spot. Dean Jacobs. Bobby Adamson back in that seventh spot. Mike Ridke, Nick Molino, and Scotty Robertson. But the leader, Danny the Dude Lasaski. Gary Wright looked awfully quick the first 5 laps. Now white flag, one to go. One to go. Dennis Moore Jr. trying to hang on to that second spot over ahead of Gary Wright. It's going to be down the last lap. Checkered flag coming out. Danny Lasaski. I'm not going to make this one. Everybody awake out there? Everybody ready to go racing? Yeah, it's C main time at Knoxville for the Amoco Nationals. Stepping up on the outside, Randy Anderson. Anderson, go! Butler, I think it is, in the 5B. Randy Butler takes a wild ride going into turn one. In a big hurry, fairway back. C main time at the Amoco Knoxville Nationals. Fisher straight to the bottom, Anderson to the top. Out of turn number 2. Geez, I love that cushion. You just put the big right rear on there and hang on for the ride. Into 3 and 4. Rockin' Randy Anderson out of turn number 4. Fisher doing a nice job. Holding his groove, but at the same time, Anderson steps to the outside. Yep, it'll work. If you're brave enough to go out there, you'll get the return. Out of turn 4, Fisher. Young man showing a lot of composure. 2 of the youngsters of the sport. Anderson doing a nice job just above the cushion. Fisher making the low side stick. Here comes Weave out of 2. Chewing on the tail of Jake Peters. Runs to the bottom. Nice to see the low groove is sticking as well. It makes it a whole different ball game. Anderson starting to get away. This will be a pretty popular win. 57 back in the 4th spot is Jake Peters. Langrud in the 56 starts to make his way up into the 5th spot. However, that position is under dispute. Out of 4, the 2A of Adamson running the mid-track groove. Mock back in behind him. Trying to use the bottom side there is the 25. And that would be Butch Barr. He's struggling a little bit. Dumpy in behind there. Shane Carson likewise. Here comes Weave.
Certainly been quick so far tonight. Ooh, dives in underneath Fisher, who doesn't quite hold him out. Weave gets out the fishing rod, knows he's got to peel. Oh, I tell you what, Randy might make it a little easier than he had first planned. Running a little too far above the cushion. You don't want the engine to bog down. Here comes Weave. He's on a mission. Out of 4. 3 laps remaining. And look at Bob Weave. Stuck to the bottom and going forward in a big hurry. Peters back in the 57 in 4th, and we have a new race leader. Weave peels off the bottom line. Ooh, Anderson up too, went to the top. And Anderson had already claimed that as his real estate. Oh, look at this. Ooh! I tell you what, Anderson would be very careful there. He'd have a seat shaped like a starting cone if he's not careful. Into turn 1, 1 lap to go. And Weave has timed this race beautifully. Half a lap to run. Nothing left to do but ride the rule out of 4, and that's what Bob Weave has come up with. Great drive. Checkered flag out. That's how you do it. 71A. Oh, Anderson back in a second spot. James Fisher in 3rd. Back to Peters, Mock.
All the new National Speed Sport news available out here this afternoon. Knoxville issue of National Speed Sport News. Here we go. Back straightaway. Mark Kinzer, front row inside. 2 cars only, 2 to the lane. We go good, looking good. Mark breaks out in front. The race for second. Dale Blaney cut across the inside, got it out of shape a little bit up on the road. There's Joe Gertie coming up quickly up through the field. Mark Kinzer way out in front. Mark Kinzer, Freddie Raymer, Joe Gertie, Dale Blaney down, way down on the inside. Kevin Gobrecht and Dale Blaney fighting for 4th and 5th. Danny Smith on a move now up into that 6th spot, but the leader is Mark Kinzer. Freddie Raymer. Joe Gertie in that 8-8, looking good up in that 3rd spot. Got to be the top 2 to make tonight's main event. Mark Kinzer, Freddie Raymer, Joe Gertie, Dale Blaney, Kevin Gobrecht, Danny Smith down on the inside. Todd Schaefer in the 88 now moves up in the 7th and on the outside. Freddie Raymer goes by Mark Kinzer. Freddie Raymer has the lead. It's Freddie Raymer. Mark Kinzer slowing down. Got a yellow coming out. There's a car slowing down on the back straightaway on the back. Number 2 turn. Got a car. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Back straightaway. Freddie Raymer, when he picks it up, they'll go green. Raymer, Dale Blaney on the move quickly. Gertie on the move. Here comes Blaney, high to the outside. Raymer is your leader, but it's Blaney. Joe Gertie and Dale Blaney moving by Mark Kinzer as Kinzer goes backwards. Kevin Gobrecht now moving up on the outside. Also challenging Mark Kinzer. Gobrecht going into 4th on the outside. The leader, Freddie Raymer. Trying to watch all the action back in the middle of the field as they're racing for points and positions for the Friday, Saturday racing program. Freddie Raymer, Joe Gertie, Dale Blaney. 2 cars halfway. We're at the halfway point of the 12-lap D-main event. Dale Blaney still running 3rd. Joe Gertie, the final transfer spot, running 2nd. The leader, Freddie Raymer. Kevin Gobrecht now up on the outside running 4th. Mark Kinzer down inside running 5th. Danny Smith is 6th. Schaefer 7th. Now Lance Deweese up on the inside trying for 7th. Brady making a run on Joe Gertie. The race now for 2nd place. Joe Gertie in that new paint job